shocking Jets update as it's been revealed by Rich Cimini that defensive coordinator of the Lions, Aron Glenn, is really interested in the New York Jets head coaching job, and we're going to break it down. So what's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Just want to remind you guys that only 18.8% of viewers are subscribed. So if you want to help me reach my goal of 2,000 subscribers, please hit that sub button. But hopping right into the video, Rich Cimini said on his podcast, Aron Glenn, the Lions defensive coordinator, is very interested in the Jets position. Now, I've not talked to Aron in quite some time, but I can tell you that he is really interested in the Jets position. I think he'd love to talk to them about it. He interviewed with the Jets in 2021. I think at that particular time, he was just getting back on the head coaching radar, but obviously his stock with the Lions' success is at an all-time high. So, Aron Glenn, ex-New York Jet, playing for the Jets in the 90s and 2001, is one of the number one head coaching candidates was in this upcoming offseason who could potentially be the replacement for the New York Jets for ex-head coach Robert Saleh. So, Aron Glenn, he is the defensive coordinator currently of the Detroit Lions. He is put together a really good defense that has been losing starters left and right, and they're still playing really well. They're down Aiden Hutchinson, the runaway favorite for the Defensive Player of the Year award this season before he got injured. Week 6, he broke his fibula, and Week 8, he was still the NFL sack leader. That's how good of a season he was having. They lost that type of guy, and the Detroit Lions are still shredding everyone they see. Aron Glenn is a huge part of this because he has brought that locker room closer together. If you watched the Detroit Lions Hard Knocks from last season, you would have seen there are a lot of really good quotes from that show of Aron Glenn standing in front of the team and really talking to guys the right way, talking to them as a former player, as someone who understands them, understands their struggles, and is able to connect with them better that only an ex-player can. And he's someone who really garners respect in the locker room. And that's really what the Jets need right now. We've been saying they need a culture builder because Robert Saleh was not able to establish his culture. The all gas, no brakes mantra was pretty good, but it clearly was not good enough. They were not able to go through with it. But what's important about Aron Glenn is he's interested in the Jets job. Of course, Jets fans want the other coordinator for Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson, because he's the number one guy on the head coaching the market right now. His offense has been amazing, and offense makes the world go round in the NFL. However, the Jets, with the track record that they currently have, it is highly unlikely that they're going to get the number one guy on the market. That's why it's important that Aron Glenn is excited to have this job, because looking at it, there are plenty of reasons why someone wouldn't be excited about this job, and I really think Aron Glenn is at least a top 3 or 4 candidate in this upcoming head coaching market. So it was possible, the way Woody Johnson has been running the Jets, it was possible that none of even the top 5 coaches wanted to be the head coach of the New York Jets, but it's looking like that is changing. So now, according to ESPN's Dan Graziano, Lions DC Aron Glenn has been voted as the NFL's highest graded coordinator according to an NFLPA survey, which asked players to rate how they felt about their coordinators on a 1 to 10 scale. We know in an anonymous survey like this, the players don't have to be honest. They can say what they truly feel about their head coaches, and they can rate him accordingly. The rating that Aron Glenn got on something like this, it's not going to have a negative effect on the players. If he gets a lower grade, nothing's going to change with the players. It can only affect the head coach. But it's a great thing to see that he got really good votes because they voted honestly, and they clearly feel like this is a really good defensive coordinator. And this is a guy who could really help out the New York Jets. Our defense has struggled. Of course, the number one goal is to get the offense going. Maybe a fresh coordinator like this could figure out how to do that. Of course, just like any other defensive-minded head coach, he would have to answer the question, who's your offensive coordinator going to be? Because it's not going to be Nathaniel Hackett. Aron Glenn's going to have to bring someone in, and it's probably going to be the passing game coordinator from the Detroit Lions, because that's the way that a lot of these teams go. When a defensive-minded head coach goes from the DC, the defensive coordinator position, to the head coach, they usually bring one of their buddies from that offensive system, from that team that they just left, to come coach the offense for the next team, because they already have a connection with that coach, and they know that they're going to have the same vision to run their new team. So if Aron Glenn could snag the pass game coordinator for the Detroit Lions, that could be a big pickup for the Jets, and that could potentially be the solution for the New York Jets' offensive struggles this season. So also, like I said before, Aron Glenn, ex-New York Jets player, which is exciting to see because, you know, they say once a Jet, always a Jet, and we like to support our guys, whether they are known in history as Jets or not. We love to support our guys. Also, I had to show this picture because I just love those old uniforms. I know they didn't do a ton of winning in them, but what uniform have the Jets done a ton of winning in? Also, importantly, on this Saturday, Rich Cimini has also stated that Breece Hall practiced fully today, this being yesterday. So on Friday, practiced fully, and his chances of playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars are promising, per head coach Jeff Ulbrich, but you have to believe it will be a reduced workload. So Breece Hall has been dealing with a knee injury in the knee that was surgically repaired 2 years ago after getting injured versus the Denver Broncos. Breece Hall, of course, he's our workhorse running back. He's going to get a lot of carries. He also gets a lot of targets in the passing game. So he gets the ball a lot. We need to keep him healthy. There were talks earlier this week about, in a lost season like this, do you consider shutting down Breece Hall for the rest of the season? Per Rich Cimini, this is not something that the Jets are currently considering. They are positive that Breece Hall will finish out the season, of course, barring a further setback, another injury. But right now, this injury, Breece Hall will be playing soon. So against the Jacksonville Jaguars, we can expect Breece Hall to play, but maybe combined with the injury, with our strong room of running backs, Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, both guys who the Jets really liked in the draft, they're going to get more touches as well. And we've seen in their limited touches, Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen have both played really well on those limited touches. So I think we got some pretty solid running backs as well. Quinnen Williams, the fourth string running back, he's been sent to IR with a hand injury. So we are not going to see him after that really good game, after that special teams good game he had against the Seattle Seahawks. However, the Jets playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars, this game is especially important to a team like the Jets because the Jacksonville Jaguars also only have 3 wins. They won last week versus the Tennessee Titans, which put them in the draft as the same draft range as the other 3-win teams, such as the Jets. So this game has a lot of implications when it comes to where the Jets will be picking. So I don't root for the Jets to lose. I do want to see them win this game. However, should they lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, it will be an easier loss to swallow, knowing that it will be big for the draft order. The Jets, of course, we want to see them get a high draft pick, but I would prefer winning. Obviously, even I know it's the end of the season, I just can't watch the game and hope for them to lose. There's no one in this draft class that I'm like, oh, we need that guy so bad, because we're not going to get in the first 3. If we got in the first 3, then you'd have to root for the tank because then it would just be so valuable, those picks. But where the Jets are, I'm going to be rooting for every single game for them to win. If someone's rooting for the Jets to lose, I can understand it, but I still want to see them win every game, no matter who they're playing, no matter what the situation is, what the score is. I want to see the players play hard because I want to have faith in this team, that they're a team that even through the hardest situations, they can still band together and they can put their best foot forward and the effort level can stay high even when the wins don't matter anymore. The Jets eliminated from the playoffs. They're not playing for anything other than pride. It's times like this where we're going to find out what kind of pride the guys in our locker room actually have. So we know that there's clearly not a good chemistry on this team because they got a great team, but they don't play together at all. They don't win football games. So we know that they don't have a good chemistry. We're going to have to see what happens. You have to imagine there's going to be so many tweets going out this weekend about, I hope the Jets lose. I hope the Jets lose. I really hope they win, but if they lose, not the worst thing in the world. But Aron Glenn, if you've been watching this channel, you know he is my personal prediction to be the New York Jets head coach. I think he'd be a pretty solid fit. Of course, I would rather have Ben Johnson, but Aron Glenn he's not my favorite guy. He is the guy that with my extensive amount of research that I do on the New York Jets every single day, making these videos for you guys, he is the guy that it is most likely that he will be the next head coach for the New York Jets. We haven't had Vegas updated odds on head coaches in a little while here, since pretty much the beginning of November. As soon as we get some updated odds, we are definitely going to be making a video about that. But if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching the video. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed it. And as always, go Jets.